Yeah, I really like this draft from Ultra Prime. I think they're in a really good spot to be able to scale this game out. I think both team comps here are clearly aiming to get to the back half of the game. They do not want to try and, risk things early. Corki Lilia definitely isn't.
Leave that side of the map. I mean, it was obviously very easy for Ultra Prime to take that first dragon and still be on the top side of the map to contest. It doesn't seem like they want to go ahead and do that, but they did also bring up Wako and Xiaoxia. They are going to initiate the back from Junhao, so it will just be that trade. And honestly, I feel like LNG definitely got away with something here, but leaning into that kind of scaling condition for Ultra Prime and not wanting to force tempo.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit more scared if you're Ultra Prime to overextend in this spot because you are worried a bit about what the Kai'Sa is going to be able to do in comparison to the Ezreal in this spot. The more they wait, the more dangerous this play becomes. It doesn't look like Ultra Prime really want to worry about it too much. This is a risky trade for Ultra Prime. Getting those two dragons, as I said, is very relevant. It's important. Like, you want those Drakes, but looks like they're actually going to peel off and make their way down. This is a very shocking decision, but we could actually see a fight here.
Okay, Junhao will get spotted out doing the dragon. They took one of the grubs, so just trying to deny Ultra Prime from getting 3, but now they're getting engaged. Now Ultra Prime is fully pincered in the mid lane. Lilting Lullaby coming out for Xiaofeng, instantly flashed out by Saber. Here comes the TP from Jiang. Big equalizer, but they've already gotten first blood. LNG for Xiaofeng's first game with them gets the first kill, and the Lilia is off to the races.
Potential in this draft, and if you can get on a lot of these targets, it could be scary. Junhao no vision on the dragon here. He could be walking into a trap.
Is he gonna try to steal it?
He's over looking.
4 people.
He is
TP coming in. Ultra, what is happening? Junhao just goes in before the TP's even clear. Wako goes to try to get the kill on LP. LP dies to the dragon of all things. If this isn't the epitome of group Nirvana, I don't know what is, baby. As the 2 kills come through in the middle of the portal, their bodies aren't even on the rift. They have been lost in the dimension of death.
5 members of LNG there, but the moment he gets vision, he decides that's the time to go in. He immediately gets bursted down. Wako ults in. It really feels like they're committing towards how this team operates throughout the rest of this game. If this Lilia is left unchecked in a lot of these fights, we were talking about the damage of Kai'Sa and Rumble coming through. You've now got a Gwen and a Lilia to worry about moving forward. That's going to be terrifying in front of Axe, and that's not even accounting for the fact that Zika can do whatever he wants right now in a side lane with this much gold.
And when you're planning out a draft and you see that you don't really have any forms of engage.
Is in an incredible spot. Gwen is in an incredible spot. You're looking at 1.5K gold leads individually for every member of LNG, and now they just get whatever they want on the map. I'm looking out at objectives. You got Rift Herald spawning in 30 seconds. I have a hard time believing that that's going to be even contestable. If you're Ultra Prime, especially with Junhao on the bot side, he's basically giving this up or stacking those. And if LNG wants to, risk a fight there, risk a potential close quarters exchange. But I just have such a hard time believing that Ultra Prime are allowed to do any of this on the map, and that Xiaofeng isn't just going to be continuously walking around. You've got to start utilizing Saber's ultimate. I think if you're not looking for Ryze picks, it's going to be very difficult to come back into the game, and it looks like they could potentially be doing that here.
See if maybe they want to get the Rift Herald spawn there and take down the outer tower. So play is forfeit for Ultra Prime there. And now they're just going to move High Chow to mid lane. Look at the swarm. This is what happens when you give over 6 grubs for free.
It's just so impossible to make a play for them. They want to try and get one of those picks we were talking about with Ryze, but to do so, they have to sacrifice almost the entirety of their mid lane. Every objective, time after time after time, and we watched this gold lead. It went from 1K to 3K, and, it's just ballooned out of control. And even with plays potentially being made elsewhere on the map, this is a free bot lane tier 2. There's nothing that Ultra Prime can do. It's just everywhere on the map that's crumbling. Here's mid lane tier 2 for your troubles. There's just nowhere to play for right now. Nowhere feels safe, and that's because of the gold lead everywhere on the map for LNG.
Let's go, Saber. He's going to get the bounty. Let's go, man. You're going to do it. You're going to take down that turret. You're doing so good. Meanwhile, another dragon's going to go the way of LNG. They'll balloon that one up to 2 for themselves. And, I'll just say I think Ultra Prime are going to look back at that first, swap-a-rooney of the Grubs v Dragon fight at Dragon number 2 and probably want that one back.
But it's obviously an unfortunate play. I think they were already in a tough spot even before that. But looking forward, what do you do here? I think the only real answer is to hope and pray that Wako can end up getting online, but a pick here.
Okay, maybe it's enough. Glacial Fissure has been used. LP trying to back up, but it is not going to be enough. Now it is. TP coming in.
Here.
Oh, Xiaofeng trying to come in now. Gets almost all the help from Wako. Young has to run away now. Oh, all 5 are there. Zika is looking for it. Wants to go with the needlework. Xiaofeng tries to go for the big play. Gets the 2, but they have already escaped with the Realm Warp. This time, it is not going to be one that ends up in their death. There, and Junhao being seen on vision means Atacon is just a freebie for LNG. Take it off the shelf.
Yeah, it's definitely the decision by Ultra Prime that, you know what? Maybe not worth risking everybody's lives to try and contest this Otacon here. And
Prime need to make something happen or get out of this very sticky situation.
Yeah, they definitely feel stuck here at this turret. I honestly don't know if they can even engage here. I think even a Miracle engage might not go their way with the amount of damage, but we could see LNG look to be really aggressive here. Yeah, potentially try and dive in. It's not working. They don't have the damage to be able to do anything here. And all this time, Zika's just pushing in the mid wave, and we're gonna see a fight here.
Oh my God, man. All right, this one's done. Pack it up. Ultra Prime, they're gonna try to get the kill on mid lane, but that is just the Atacon GA, and now LNG are running under the Nexus towers to get more kills for Xiaofeng, more kills for LP, and more kills on the Ultra Prime. Realm Warp, is it gonna save them? It does, but they lose the inhib turret and the inhib because of that. LNG should just back away after this one, but the damage is done.
Yeah, this game is very out of hand.
Addition a couple weeks ago to this LNG roster, but obviously having a couple of those games under his belt now, maybe feel a little bit more confident.
Do it through a ton of map pressure, and they're doing that now with the start of the Baron. I cannot imagine that this is contestable, but maybe a Miracle Steal could be on the horizon. Doesn't even look like that's going to be an option here. Chow, LP, they're just going to fully poke them out.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
A Lilting Lullaby on the 2. They don't even want to follow it up. It's just going to be in this choke point here. The Baron already going down. Wako has found the backline, gets Droll, but now Zika with the rest of the team coming over the wall. It's going to be a 3-man Realm Warp to get the rest of Ultra Prime out of there. But look at Xiaofeng flashing forward here to try to be a little flashy himself. Going to get the wound and pound onto him and get a double kill for Haichao too. Xiaofeng has been a monster this game, and it's nice to see him back in form since his time on OMG.
We wanted to see confidence. We wanted to see aggression. We wanted to see Xiaofeng come into this role and be the player that we know he can be, and he has done exactly that here in game number 1. As LNG sieges down the base here, we can see the fruits of their labor, and at least at the start of this series, we are seeing a great new version of them.
They definitely need to find the wiggle room that they can operate in these fights, because there's a lot of lockdown and a lot of space provided for LNG's comp.
But it does give them the priority to get those grubs, and this is big for Ultra Prime. You know, they had opportunities to be able to prioritize this in the previous game, but we could actually see some contest here.
Missing the Xtal's impact, but they have Haichao moving first, and he has ultimate. Saber also going to have his, can steal something away here. Maybe the Impale, maybe the Between Worlds. Junhao going to come around the corner. There's the Control Ward tussle coming down. When it becomes Lightning connects that time. Gonna get some trades off. There's that Between Worlds stolen by Saber. Gonna get some trades. Haichao doing a really good job of putting Saber off this fight. And will be the 1-to-1 grub setup. H's impact. Oh, Junhao's completely by himself now. All by his lonesome and taking down first blood for LNG.
What? What happened? Where did they all go? Junhao just walks up to the top lane and just completely forgets about the rest of his team. He leaves himself open to the freest engage I've seen for Xiaofeng. And once again, it's another mistake made by Junhao in the early game here as we see a trade on the bot side.
Here, because the wave is just in a very awkward spot. Young trying to get Zika to come out a little bit more out of his shell. Zika playing very reserved as he's going to now step up. Still no vision. Public execution into the flash combo. They commit everything to take down Zika, and they will end up getting that kill over to Xiaoxia.
Like the idea, getting gold onto the Xinjiao is very important to move around for the rest of this game, but a major trade in the mid lane for Haichao.
That came through from Junhao, and they just give it?
Yeah, they have to be seeding it. There's no way you can try and make a play here, even with Wako. They're on vision. They understand that they are here. This is a very dangerous situation for Ultra Prime. You do not want your misfortune caught out, but Haichao's waiting in the bush.
Wako tries to step up, almost gets caught there. Stalls impact in between worlds. Junhao has walked all the way from base, and now the bullet time coming through. And public execution went completely wide. Junhao is going to flash out now. He's in the middle of the tussle. Bailout coming through, but can't save LP. And Ultra Prime, they are skirmishing right with the best of them here in LNG. But a big handshake gets Saber taken down, and now it's Young in the middle of everybody. That's a double kill coming through for him, but all his teammates are gone, and so is he. Saucia gonna be ran down, shock blast to the back, and that'll be a double kill for Zika. Back of LNG.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Junhao and how important it was. Oh, but we could see a play mid.
Them,
yeah,
you know? It's fine.
You know,
happens.
LP just a little bit overextended there, but
first turret as well with that demolish proc. That'll be easy, does it? So massive map wins for LNG.
The mid lane, we can pull it back. In the bot lane, we can focus this Ambessa and burst it down. It's very difficult for Junhao to do anything from this point on the Xin Zhao. We were talking about needing that aggressive nature. That's what LNG has shown a ton of. Confidence, aggressiveness, you know, the willingness to go for a lot of these trades. With so much engaged. We highlighted this in draft, but the ease of execution for LNG is massive, and we see that set up now around Rift Herald. There's just no way in. We talked about the poke earlier on in the game. That is superb area control, but we're going to see Ultra Prime at least attempt to try and get in potentially here.
And when you go in, you have the problem of the hostile takeover. Jua is just waiting for you to go full ham. And here it goes, speaking of, into the impale, into the target. Junhao having a dumpster. And as he's put into it here by LNG. And Ultra Prime trying to get a fadeaway bullet time. But this has been a jungle diff all series long.
It's indecision for Ultra Prime, and this fight's not even over. It's this understanding that Rift Herald's gone. This objective is not takeable. They have full control of this. You know you're walking into a Renata ultimate. You know you're walking into Jace Shock Blast, and yet you stick around. You stay looking for these fights that you know are winnable. And the Rift Herald's gonna get both of the mid turrets here. It's just a disaster for Ultra Prime. Step up against Shuo, like, they're all gonna catch you out very regularly. And once again, it's just the mid-game pressure from LNG that ends up separating them. And now as you project forward, the objectives are really gonna start spawning.
Will be the public execution down. Second item spikes coming in for LNG, but now Saber with the TP. Gonna miss the abduct! Oh no, starting off here with the missed skill shots, but here comes the wind becomes lightning. This is an overextension from Ultra Prime, but maybe they could get something going. Haichao over the wall, goes with the between worlds, tries to get back to the fight, and LNG now taking on to Wako. Wako was by himself. LNG re-engaged on by Saucia, but Saber, he finally comes over the wall. He's about to go down too. My God, LNG! They finally show up here when they're on the precipice of death.
Out on top, this dragon is theirs. That's third dragon that puts them on soul point moving in to the next 5 minutes of the game, and that could potentially be the nail in the coffin as we look forward for Ultra Prime. For a potential engage here, does not have the flash available. That would be essential, but this thing is burning down fast.
And here comes Junhao. Maybe the steal. Wind becomes lightning. They fight off and they get the steal. GA's completed. Immediately going to be popped though. Look at LP. He's ticking away at Saber. Saber healing up, but he goes down too. Those GAs will be for naught as they will all fall together. LNG with an ace, but the Anaconda GAs will come through for Ultra Prime. LNG have developed already third item completed for Zika. The Serpent's Fang also, by the way. So all that shielding can be non-existent for Ultra Prime if Zika is in the fight. For this dragon that spawns in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, LNG have full control of this pit, and we can see that.
Instant Magnet Storm back. Zika obliterates Wako. You blink and you miss it. Ultra Prime trying to fight their way out of this one, but they do not exist in the same realm that LNG do in this series, in this Summoner's Rift. And Saber are going to be ran down by Haichao too. Dragon going to be started up by LNG, and this is a LNG dominated map. Go ahead and signal the dominance of the chillin'.
It is LNG's world, and we are just living in it. Belief, because this team is playing so clean. They set up everything they needed to do. They understood that Baron didn't need to be an immediate priority.
Over Baron had already been started by LNG with this attack. Becomes
Zika.
Oh my God, man! Leave him alone. Saber goes for the hostile takeover. Only hits onto one member. Bullet Time gonna melt Zika's health there, though. And Ultra Prime, they're gonna lose another one. They're gonna lose Saucia as well. And Saber and Wako have headed for the hills here. But Haichao try to run down Wako. He does have that strut, so he should be able to make it out. And Saber as well will find an exit. But it is straight up the gut and straight down mid lane for LNG.
Oh man, Ultra Prime was hoping and praying that they would catch somebody out, but it was their own top laner. It was their own top laner who was in absolutely terrible danger and who ends up getting blown up super early into that fight. Zika feeling so confident he's willing to tank the entirety of the bullet time, but LNG once again just proving that 5v5 in these fights, if you walk up to them, they are going to obliterate you, and that Nexus might be the next thing going down.
Absolutely wild. As they're going to be pushed out of this final attack here. The Baron buff is still up for 2 minutes. They're going to TP into the top side with Zika. Come rejoin this fight and get this push going into another inhib. These are the only 2 lanes of pressure they have right now. Bot lane will be joining shortly, but here goes the Between Worlds, and here goes the kick off the party. Impale going to go completely wide from Xiaofeng, but Haichao has bought enough time, bought enough separation to take down Saber with LP. Now it's Young overextends his hand. Zika finds the kill on Saucia in the base. The shock blast hits his heart, and Junhao will also be taken low by Zika. LNG have just blasted Ultra Prime in a 2-0, and this is the team we were waiting for to give us a little bit of gumption here in Group Nirvana. A 2-0 and a first series win for LNG.
I mean, if you look on the bot lane, they've gone towards more of a push lane. Something that you traditionally do not see with Kai'Sa is that Nico. You usually want hard to see and engage.
Go away. They don't even get tagged. And really nicely done as Kanavi is now redeploying out to the bot side.
Yeah, he's looking towards the bot side. He has been unspotted so far. But here is where actually... Oh,
the CC chain, the flash way is going to get that kill at first blood to BLG onto Cream.
Walking here, I feel like Kanavi's maybe looking for a smite and then getting out. They have level advantage of the set of BLG and complete control.
Oh, they overextended there. Kanavi goes down immediately. Big blade caller there from Jackie Love, and they're going to get the one back. Really good peel ability right now, and Elk overextended himself, but Cream goes over the left side of the fight, goes down. Another Tangle Barb from On, as Jackie Love's going to hit a nice blade caller onto Way, but On might have been the MVP of that first fight.
Wow, top esports so Jackie Love do so much damage, and they just got baited into over chase. 3-0 on the Vi, and you know,
showing out and showing up so far in this early game now. An almost 2,000 gold lead for BLG as Ben is in a 1v2 and he's dodging away from everything. Meanwhile, that will be the Dragon started up and taken by BLG, propelling their early game advantage. Yeah, nobody's really coming to help him. Crisp is running out of base, but he's going to be a while. You also have Jackie Love right there behind him. Got to try to buy time here. Buy as much time as you can. 369. Hold the line. Void Seeker is not going to hit, but he will still go down to On, who now goes 2-0-2 on the Nico. Maybe even looking for another turret plate here in the bot lane.
Talking about dominance, Kanavi is looking to establish some in that bot lane.
Pop Blossom play going in for BLG. On has no more mana. Is just trying to step up. Realizes Kanavi has found their backside, and Elk's going to go down as well. Give it a couple quick kills to the man himself, Jackie Love. And that's got to feel good. A little bit of pressure towards top side as Kanavi has been spotted out moving here. Ben trying to dodge and weave his way away from 369, but the next spawn of Grubs in about 45 seconds. Ben just goes in on the 369. That was bold. He knew that Kanavi was there, but it was all just a bait. Ben was buying time, but is it enough? Now, fish in a barrel. TES need a way out. Cream getting a big Emperor's Divide. Way gets pushed into the alcove. And Top Esports, they're looking for a front to back now. They're starting to get this one down. Cream has been untouched this whole time. And Knight's about to go down too. Knight got 2 kills. Knight dodges out of that last win, becomes lightning. And this is why we expected this to be the match of the week. The hands on these guys is insane.
They're just back and forth this fight. 2 of them end up escaping on each side. However, if you look on the picture in the bottom left, that's going to be 6 Void Grubs to the side of BLG.
I'm surprised the Top Esports weren't even able to contest over this as well with the map state that they had. going through, and that first item going for Cream, but still alive, still kicking. And now it's a deja vu, but it's the other way around. Top Esports want to make the play. On completely misses his Pop Blossom, and Elk goes down because of it. On might just join his brother in the grave, but a big Feather Storm going to save Jackie Love from taking too much damage.
Yeah, and it's going to become that much more difficult because you also have a Vi coming through Fog of War, which gets really scary. The pin down and the follow-up from BLG is what makes it that much scarier to be alone on the side lane. As you can see right now, Cream has to respect the fact that Wei is around. Kanavi's trying to sneak in the Dragon, and they are going to take that one most likely for free right here since Knight is trying to push that bot lane wave.
Oh, Chris getting caught a little bit, and BLG might be looking for him. Again, remember, when they find one target they want to engage on, it works out beautifully, and that target is Cream! Emperor's Divide from Knight himself, and now the TP from BLG. Give the golden left hand a triple kill to boot, and that lead starting to get to 2,000 here for BLG 15 minutes in.
But what is going on with Top Esports? You managed to sneak out the Dragon, and then you just throw it all by walking straight into BLG's open arms. At the beginning, how Salas was going to be a problem if he gets fed, because it becomes really difficult playing into Tazaya. However, right now, you could say he's pretty fed. 5-1 and 3. Rotobait's already stacking, and Cream.
Okay, he can dodge away from one, but he might not be able to dodge the other. On trying to get the kill there. It does have to heal to get away from the turret. The turret is still ramped up, and Bid's going to take a lot of damage. Is going to end up having to flash away from that last hit, but that turret will also go down. Will be second turret gone, and
quite enough. He wasn't there on time, and I feel like this is going to be a preview of how every neutral objective is going to go from now on for BLG. You kind of need a Top Esports miracle fight, which has happened before.
To see from BLG, I wanted to see them have something that's worked for them before and just execute. Just be the better team. And right now, they are the better team. And that'll be BLG taking down 369 under turret.
And is completed. You could start looking towards a miraculous fight because you ain't walking towards that bot side of your mouth. Just like
all the way under 369. TP's going to be coming in. That's going to be Cream joining. Pop Blossom hits him as he comes through, but the lockdown isn't there. Jackie Love almost falls. Meanwhile, under turret on and Wei trying to get away. There's that big grand entrance from Chris going a little bit wide. Onto the minions they go, and they are able to take those out. BLG
got exactly what they wanted as Kanavi greens for his Grom.
Oh, no. Dude, Knight is having a vintage performance to kick this one off. And I'm just saying, I know maybe I'm reading too deep into it, but I feel the mid laners in the LPL and Knight trying to show him how it's done. Now getting in a 1v1 himself has to flash away from Cream, even if he is so strong. But Cream's all by himself, surrounded by the Sharks that are in the BLG jerseys. And I got to get me some of that merch. That's going to be a big clip onto Chris, but not going to follow it up is On. Dragon finally goes down to Wei, and BLG, they have completely owned this early game.
Yeah, I feel like this is OG Top Esports versus BLG. It's like I'm watching 2024 summer playoffs all over again. BLG is making Top Esports run circles.
Oh, Jackie Love is going to end up getting out with his flash. Still has Clint, dies to Elk on his own skin. Kanavi will not let that one stand. We'll put him down too. Great entrance from Chris, goes a little bit wide, and Kanavi just falls to the might that is BLG. Ben goes with a double kill. 369 just has to stand and watch.
That is a 7,000 gold lead 21 minutes in, and Knight. What an absolute king performance on that Silas.
The tablet, I guess. Anyways, it is still that setup where TES aren't giving up. They're trying to move onto the map. They are on second items for everyone. But as soon as they overextend, they're going to be pounced on. Kanavi just goes in by himself. Pop Blossom onto 2. On going to be stopped there. Public execution onto the back line now, though. They are wheeling and dealing. Big Emperor's Divide from Cream as he goes in with the engage onto Elk, but Elk Killer Instincts onto the other side of the fight. And BLG have not lost a member. That's going to be 5 quick kills to BLG.
Top Esports. Back to the drawing board. Whiteboard, blackboard, whatever you prefer. Back to that board. That
just
early
go
game,
to the board, damn it. Just
go to a board and start writing down how the heck you can go back to previous form. Let's say how it is. Been pulled out.
On just flashed away, by the way. He's a little scared. Public Execute goes what? Oh. BLG are missing everything right now, but maybe it doesn't even matter. Point click goes in. Look at Knight. What? The flank. The 3-man Pop Blossom, and I'm popping all over Top Esports as BLG. They're wiping the floor with them. Knight finds a beautiful abscond abduct, and 369 gets caught by the Tangle Barbs. That'll be everything going the way of BLG. And the On is the one that pushes back to try to go get this base finished off. It is 10,000 gold plus at BLG's Kingdom here in game number 1.
That was such a great display of how far ahead BLG is. Doesn't matter. Miss every ult there is. Lose your vibe before she's even pressed one spell in the entire fight. Who damn cares? You're 10,000 gold up. You're like about an item and a half up. BLG are just so far ahead that they just keep baiting Top Esports.
Ready to go. BLG gonna start up this Baron. Try to push the tempo onto Top Esports.
Yeah, they're trying to find a way in. Kanavi found Knight, or did Knight find Kanavi? He's 4 levels up!
Oh, he's got everything, though. Crisp gonna have to back away. Tries to go for the saving play, but Elk finds the backline, and so does Bin! But Jackie Love, and you're playing Color ain't gonna do diddly squat! As BLG wipe again the entire team of Top Esports, and Knight will make Cream pay. That'll be straight down the mid lane, straight down the bot lane, and BLG look to finish house on game number 1.
Yeah, there's a wave down that bot lane. BLG easy as it started, not with success, but with a one successful gank for Knight in that mid lane. And ever since that gank from Wei, BLG never let go.
Never once, it seems. That was one of the most one-sided victories we've seen in recent history. 29 minutes in.
Jackie Love right here, I'm thinking lethal tempo, I'm thinking on hit, which means that you might lose a bunch of priority in lane because Misfortune will stat check you in the early game if you go on hit. His B button right here and reset. Crisp and Jackie Love are already moving up.
Oh, there's no way. He gets the blast code going back, flashing over the wall, immediately followed into, and first blood for Jackie Love of Top Esports. Now On gonna have to burn his flash. We got flashes everywhere in Top Esports. This is much more them in the driver's seat in the early game. From the observers, you know, that's they're letting that one slide. Wei is gonna take this dragon while those grubs got taken, so BLG's onus on being at that next grub fight definitely skyrocketing through the roof, but an early Infernal Dragon will not be too bad. So that's where I want to check in on the setups. Top Esports, we said, need to be proactive here with their composition, especially with that lethality Varus and Kanavi. Wondering now exactly how side lane pressure is also going to work out. Chris was trying to get a cheeky back off there, but Dredge line will come right for him. Glacial Prison as well, and BLG, they look to strike back on a Crisp, going low, bullet time used. Oh my god, they're dying to Jackie Love, by the way. Wei is going to get locked down by Kanavi. Kanavi doesn't have Impale, about to have it in 2 seconds. Doesn't have it in time, though, and On trying to lock down Jackie Love, but they realize Wei has to flash away because Kanavi's starting to get pumping. As Jackie Love waiting on the corner there, did end up burning that Shades of Corruption, but the fact that Kanavi has Impale means there's still a threat for BLG.
What's the river, though? Knight has shoved in his mid lane, and he's already heading towards the top. The ult goes through.
Jackie Love caught out. Kanavi's there, but Knight finds the trigger, finds the fight, trying to kick down Jackie Love, and he does. 525 smackaroos to the mid laner of BLG.
And Top Esports have spent the majority of their time on the tops of the map. Knight has reset, got his pickaxe coming back onto... Oh, hold on, Elk. That's not cleanse.
Elk is in a lot of trouble now. He's going to get crashed down on Shattering Strike. Going to be waited to use. Bullet time coming through, but they waited perfectly timed, and Jackie Love comes up with his second kill of the game.
Okay, I'm going to play a game with our viewers. Turn off the nameplates and tell me that this wasn't Jackie Love. All right, I'm going to hold on to that thought.
Wei getting caught out by Kanavi now, but has Knight right behind him. Again, those permafrost stacks are huge. Glacial Prison combo. That was beautifully timed from Wei. Double Impale into the weirding, and Cream gets the kill on the Wei.
What's going on? Everyone is fighting everyone. Neutral objectives are being ignored, but not really. And Cream still no mana. He used it all. That's it.
He's looking to lollipop it around. He's trying to use the terrain, but he can't do it. Oh, he misses the W. On, gonna block it down. Gets the kill there for Knight. In an executed dive on top side by BLG. Oh, Knight goes back, and that doomed him. That absolutely doomed him. He's going to try to seal fate his way out. Jackie Love looking for the chains. Doesn't have him for 5 seconds. Goes for the piercing arrow to On. And every time Top Esports come into fight, they're like 3 to 5 seconds away from their pivotal ultis.
Blade the Ruin King not quite coming through for him just yet. However, the rest of BLG are heading towards the top of the map.
This was a
Elk
bold
and
TP
on their
from
way.
Knight. They're going to try to get it. They got the Q3. Oh, no, Jackie Love. Top Esports' bot lane has overextended themselves, trying to get Knight back. One more hit, but he dies, and Knight flashes away from the piercing arrow. Elk cleans up Crisp, and that'll be the turret going the way of Top Esports, but the damage is done, and BLG, if you're looking at Knight having just completed his Blade of the Ruined King at this time, this is looking like BLG might just be able to take it. And BLG, they're collapsing. Cream gonna try to get some damage down onto Knight before he takes the engage there. No more Fate Sealed. You gotta remember the Permafrost stacks are there though, and Knight gonna get double impaled. Cream, you gotta get the combo up. Knight has sustain, and Wei is left to his own devices. Might be just taken down. Dredgeline gonna miss, and the piercing arrow from Jackie Love pierces BLG's heart.
Flash right here from Elk, way too far ahead in this lane. The TP is gonna come through, so I'm just gonna hold my thought.
Ben still has Flash, is building up Meganar. Here comes Cream. He goes invisible, trying to get some damage onto Ben. Ben is going Meganar, trying to get away. Is he even going to pop it in time? Tries to go with the heal. And now he has the Flash. Last second movement, maybe coming through. Flash out, but the auto was still there. Cream, quicker on the trigger. The young gunslinger for Top Esports. As that they stepped up into Kanavi there, maybe not realizing he maybe had that impale up. And now Top Esports will put a stopper to BLG's stacking of the dragons. Is Chemtech Soul. They'll get their first Chemtech Dragon. Will also deny that Soul point take by BLG, which gives a ton of decision-making power across the map. Rift Herald didn't, in fact, get taken earlier, so it is still on the map, still available. Both teams trying to focus on these side lanes a little bit more so before that even comes to bear. And another turret will go down, at least BLG's first of the game.
Taken away from Bin onto this Nara. Now Top Esports are looking to find angles around BLG.
Oh, that's the Glacial Prison used, but Chains of Corruption hits at the tip onto Wei. He is dragged back into the abyss. That is all red, and that is all Top Esports, as they're going to move straight over to the Rift Herald potentially now. And yeah, second item's coming through for Knight and Elk there, but the Rift Herald finally taken by Top Esports. And in an even state of game, I know we talked so much about that scaling, especially Knight. I mean, he's still 3-0 and 1, but it's no slouch for Top Esports in the scaling department, and they have a lot of damage done. I mean, the lethality Varus falls off eventually, but right now
towards the top side of the map, and with the Rift Herald right here, if they do take a misadvantageous fight, it could also mean Atta can take it off the map as well. Right here, BLG, they're gonna wrap around this tower, this tier 2 tower rather.
Corruption
hitting again.
They got him locked down. Wei still pretty tanky, is gonna make it away. Now Knight looking for a re-engage. Dredgeline went a bit wide. Not able to catch Bin out, but they will take the turret anyways.
Yeah, however, they have to be very careful. A lot of the big ultimates are gone, particularly Kanavi's ult right here. They're looking.
Bullet time in, that does literally nothing. That is sole point going the way of BLG, unless Kanavi can just get in there and steal it.
There is the possibility.
He's in there. He's in there like swimwear, baby. Wei versus Kanavi. 50-50 for the soul point, and Wei gets it. Bullet time, I just said, did nothing. Eviscerates Top Esports, and that's a massive play from BLG.
And we've gone back to game number 1. The whole wild animal situation. 0 setup, 0 members around the dragon. This is your peak to fight. And Sterox, of course, for Renekton. And then suddenly Crisp was hovering towards the top side to shadow Cream. Then Cream had to TP in. Thrown games through trying to contest. Top Esports have control of the Tribos. Knight is now going to spot them. And the rest of BLG are going to start coming through very slowly. I think this might just be gone.
Yeah, the Atacon just going to go down. Some extra roses for Top Esports as they'll leave 369 to get it. Ben will try to take down this turret in the side lane with the... Chains of Corruption going to be used by Jackie Love, and Elk maybe looking for an angle with the bullet time, pushing in this outer turret here. Still going to be that Atacon secured. A lot of roses to Top Esports, and as well as that permanent 25% increase on any buffs they grab. He's TPing into the fight now, and I love it because Top Esports, they haven't put the pedal off the gas here, but they might just get caught with it. Chains of Corruption in 369. He finds the backline. He's doing his job. Maybe it's going to be enough, but Knight eviscerates Crisp, and now 369 can't even kill Elk. On is almost going down. Wei getting impaled by Kanavi into 2-man, but Ben is starting to stack up Meganar, and Giga Ben is about to be activated. He's going to be locked into the corner, going Meganar, trying to get the Mega, and as well, but he doesn't get it. He goes down to the shutdown to Cream.
Esports, because they walked into enemy jungle quadrant, they set down the vision, and they picked BLG apart. Reminder what we said earlier on. Top Esports are going to have to do the darnest, are going to be paired up on the left of your screens. So they have split up BLG onto 2 fronts, and they take them down like this, as On is going to walk up and be eviscerated.
Well, all right. That's 2 more kills to Top Esports. All of a sudden, BLG seem to have lost their mind. I will just say, Elk had no spatial awareness whatsoever. Literally saw 369 walking behind him and then decided to ult as it gets instantly stopped by 369. And now Baron, started up by Top Esports, been about halfway to Meganar. Can Wei get the better of the Smite steal again? They already went 50-50 one time, and Wei got the better of it. Bin trying to get away, but immediately gets collapsed on. He went the complete wrong way, too. Won't even get Meganar. And BLG are falling apart.
Hold up. Maybe it's actually turned nameplates off, and then Top Esports has become BLG, and BLG has become Top Esports. Now Knight is looking
right
for
now?
something, anything to scrap to keep Wei out of the
Just
pit.
used ulti on the Cream. I'm so confused at this last like 5 minutes of play for BLG. And Nice just in there trying to fight the red buff fight. BLG are moving back out of the map. After that, On wants to get in range for a depth charge, realizing they overplayed their hand. But TP can come right back from Cream as he's looking for a deep one potentially. There it is, right into the red buff as now the double impale. And it paled for their lives. On goes down. And immediately afterwards, it's also the pick from Jackie Love on the way. I don't know what happened in the last 6 minutes to BLG, but their hands don't work anymore.
We've not seen a single one of these huge wombo combos. Sejuani ult, Nautilus ult, Yone, and Misfortune, one layered on top of another, and Top Esports are picking them
They just
apart.
win the
Now
game.
with the Baron, the resets are coming through. Wei still dead, On still dead, 2 lanes of pressure. Top Esports will at least take 2 inhibitors here.
That's massive for Top Esports, and this is the setup I expect. When you lose as a top team like this in the LPL, you know the rebuttal is coming. With this lead, with this advantage, the fact that BLG are seeding so much of their base. That'll be a tier 2 tower gone on the top side, and a ton of standing goals still going and funneling into Top Esports' pockets.
It's up in 10 seconds, and this is going to be so for BLG.
It's 3
to manage to
items.
secure that.
Knight has the IE. Like, is it enough trouble? Is it going to be nearly enough when you're getting fully surrounded? Like, they didn't even know that they were getting flanked on.
Oh, Knight!
BLG already down. They're losing Knight. They're losing Odd. Chickens with their heads cut off would be an accurate description of what BLG is doing right now, because Elk is being chased down. Wei is being chased down. And get BLG out of this map. We're going to game 3.
Yeah, complete dominance right here from Top Esports. Slapping BLG in the face with all the extra items and the gold that they have right now. Mid lane wave is gonna come through, and apparently Top Esports, it was a fluke game 1.
Apparently it was, as they go to clean out game number 2. Our match of the week, it was destined to go to 3 games. Even after that one-sided victory at game number 1, consistency hasn't been the key mark for both these teams, and Top Esports will push us to game 3. I was going to say also, it's one of the crucial, key picks for 369. The fact that we are getting the Bin Jax versus the 369 Gragas, like, these are the legends that were told for these guys. These were what made huge names for themselves. 279 days. BLG's Knight did play it last, so hey, it's a comfort. And now in that mid lane play on to Cream 3, man, and that's the beautiful setup for BLG to start it off. And of course, Knight, the man himself, gets first blood.
In terms of, he didn't necessarily have to do much. Like, the bot lane defense was as he was heading towards that bot lane to get his camps, so he did defend 369 as well. But BLG here, they want more.
It's that grub fight we were talking about. Kanavi immediately have to flash out as well. Does have the shield. Chris getting low. Cream ends up taking down Wei. And now BLG have lost some members, but there's Tibbers. Tibbers makes the difference. And Ben not going to chase down Cream. The grub fight was a tussle as heck, but it is a 1-for-1 right now.
Love ends up going down. Crisp has to leave, and
Whoa.
Kanavi got a kill onto Elk.
Okay, well, that was the Grand Starfall that was not respected by Elk. He will fall, did have his flash available, probably chose not to use it there. No.
Misses the ult as well.
Everything.
A little bit of a disaster,
God.
but hey, they tried to play a little bit more aggressive. Got punished for it.
So close to that deadly flourish landing from Jackie Love.
I think, hold up here.
Oh, Crisp is going low. Flash play, gets bid. Crisp with the outplay. Gonna be immediately killed by Way. His soul taken as forfeit. Really cheeky play from Crisp, though. It will be that dragon finally started up by top.
Yeah, top Esports have been having a lot of control over the both side river, so they're just gonna walk in. Crucial Barrage is just going to spot them doing the dragon, and it's gonna go over to top Esports, who so far have had a pretty good time.
Yeah, why not? Hey, we got two top-heavy teams looking at taking a 5-on-5 for this next grub fight. Elk trying to push out mid lane a little bit, try to get that cannon going, but the first grub goes down. Cask in, combo out. Top Esports looking to pick off Bin, but he counter-strikes his way to safety. Will end up falling to Kanavi, and now Top Esports can run rampant in this front line. As Elk trying to pepper down some shots back on Cream and Co. Way, again, is this crux. If they get resets, they will run away with this fight. He's trying to get his first one onto Crisp. Is going to find it. The Heartbreaker down. Grand Starfall in. On is not going to go down just yet. Fourth shot goes wide. Way goes in. He's going to look for more resets. It's on Jackie Love. And Way is having his way with this one. Gets locked down. Nice move from Jackie Love. And now Way's about to fall to Kanavi of all people. 440 smackaroos there to Top Esports' pocket. And Elk has to run away too. That'll be Grubs going their way as well. They lost one of them, but they will be on 4 total.
So Kanavi needs to absolutely accelerate his lead just a little further here. You see already the trade it takes with Way on that Viego. Way more than happy to trade with him.
The problem is Way is always useful. If he finds resets, it makes the biggest difference. Gonna Heartbreaker out as he gets pushed away. But that's why you can't discount Way, even though Dragon is being started up now by Top Esports. Elk goes to mid lane, and that'll be 2 dragons in a row for top.
Way got baited a little bit there, but how good the trade was onto Kanavi. But Cream was around, Jackie Love was around, Crisp was around over the bot side of the map, as you have seen. And very close to that second item for Pantheon as well, which is going to truly hurt. Rod of Age is very important. Completed for Cream. He can get to start stacking it right now. And Tanky Way is going to have to try really hard to get the right reset at the right time.
He's trying real hard to take this Rift Herald before Top Esports get over here.
Ooh.
They are not going to do it in time. Smote away by Way. He's had the better of Kanavi in the smite fights so far. But here comes that True Shot Barrage onto 3. They catch him out. And now go down is 369. They try to get that Tibbers fight on the rest of Jackie Love and Kanavi. They can't find too much damage to follow that one up. But that's a big pick-off as well as the Rift Herald there to the side of PLG. Now the reset's coming through. Jackie Love getting low. You got to get out of there, bud. He's about to go down. The Mystic Shot goes wide, but they still get the kill anyways. Cream is on the flank, but the Heartbreaker has come through yet again. Kanavi will make it out alive, but BLG, they are looking to use this comp and use it well. Looking at Bin in mid lane. Take this outer turret too.
Love that BLG cutthroat. They walk straight through the jungle, cut off Jackie Love, and end up taking a couple of kills together with the mid lane tier 1. And again, that is a composition that scales super well into the late game. The Viego, the Jax, the Ezreal, absolute machines in terms of producing damage in the late game damage. And then Jackie Love and Kanavi take the wrong pathing towards that mid lane, especially when you see Bin onto that mid lane tower. You know BLG are going to be cutting you off through the jungle. Jackie Love ends up paying with the ultimate price.
Bin on the side. They have Bin on the flank. Cream needs to ban Mark here to stop him. Kanavi trying to go for another 50-50. We've seen this before, and Way has gotten the better of it. Look at the Crisp Keeper's verdict. It's not going to be enough. Kanavi in the pit, 50-50, and it goes to Jackie Love. He steals it away with the 4th shot, and now Top Esports will be on sole point.
As well. However, Knight right here could be in trouble. He does have Way around.
Grand Starfall coming in. Wombo combo at the ready. Knight goes down to the execution by Kanavi with the spear. Bin all by himself and gets Deadly Flourish. Gets locked down, and another kill goes the way of Top Esports. Onto the Atacom they go. And the lead in firmer grasp have never been. BLG in a lot of trouble. They're sinking ship now here with this lead going the way of Top Esports. They're trying to get this Atacon fight. What have you done, my dear, dear friend? As Way is going to get out with his unstoppable. On survives as well somehow. Cream trying to go for the kill with the Realm Warp, but the Atacon was the journey all along. as there is the curtain call being used out by Jackie Love to try to get the rest of the team away. Oh my God! Sniper sell Jackie Love. They get the Atacon, they get the kill, and now 2,000 gold in the lead as Top Esports out of seemingly nothing. Top Esports trying to utilize this strength as quickly as possible. Kanavi has done a really good job, and now with these GAs, they can just play recklessly with their lives. Going into a 5-stack, Keeper Verdict going to separate away on. Is it going to be enough to get any kills here, though? Cream and Jackie Love are looking around the corner. The rest of BLG just trying to...
ability through the stopwatch in his inventory.
And he's starting to scale himself. Now the play is on the 369. He still has the Atacon GA for 1 second, but it's going to go down right as he's going to go down himself. Knight going to get the CC chain, and there you go. Locked down from heaven. 369 going to throw out the cast, but it was all just a party affair in BLG's honor. That'll be the side lane turret focused down by Cream and Top Esports. They won't get much else of it.
Esports cannot start the Baron themselves. Kanavi is going to find Bin.
He's chasing him down. Look at this damage, Bin. No way he goes down. There's the Q. It's not enough. One more. And the flash play, Kanavi. Put that crown back on your damn head, King, because that's massive. Kanavi had ran the LPL for so many years as a part of JDG. Was always a constant in the top conversations in the world at jungle. We had asked what this Top Esports version of him could be. Trying to get some pop shots on the side, but he's getting a little low. That's aggressive. Arcade shift in. Jackie Love getting locked down. Wei can't get him. Wei can't get the resets. Finally, Jackie Love goes down, but Bin is left between 4 members of Top Esports and falls to a double kill to Kanavi.
He's looking. He still has that Tibbers.
Flash Tibbers.
There's 4 members in this pit.
He can't get out. He's just going to turn on to Chris. Chris may be the martyr here. Cast comes out from 369. Baron secured by Top Esports. True Shopper House goes completely wide. They get the Baron. They get out. They have Dragon Soul on the moments that really matter. We gave BLG kind of that 30-minute marker to really have an influence and start pulling back this scaling factor away from Top Esports. But Top Esports have utilized their strengths in the moments they need it so well. And here they go yet again. Though Chris overextending a little bit. Here comes Kanavi. Trying to go for the resets. Trying to go for the damage. Elk is getting low. Flashes out. And that means everything's coming to hell in a handbasket for BLG. Cream going forward. Can't get the prison there. But it's still a next push coming in. The minion wave is here. The Baron buff is aplenty for a minute and a half at Top Esports. They're going right back to their dominant ways. They're going right back to their big brother ways over BLG. And they're just pushing down the middle of the base.
And that's going to be at least that one inhibitor, and I'm wondering, they have no other waves, so the only way is forward.
Only way is forward. They realize they're on a timer. They need to get this going, and they need to get going now. Kanavi going in, and after all this time, no matter what it is, Kanavi will always show up. He's trying to fight this one out, trying to go for the kill on the way. Doesn't end up getting that one, but Bin going low, going golden. Knight going away with that stun. Is it going to be enough? Gets the 2, but it doesn't matter. Resets for Wei into death. And that's Top Esports on the verge of taking a 2-1 over BLG. It looks like they're going to do it. After all that, the rivalry is still alive and well in Top Esports' favor. Kanavi has recrowned himself king, and he is Pantheon among us.
It's so funny. Both teams are just going to clash, and this is going to be an Ezreal running for his life on the side of NIP, which is kind of hilarious. Again, FPX, they're copying a page out of BLG's book. Love that. Ari together with Vi.
This top side of the map, but it looks like FPX, they do not want to give this one over for free. They're going to move over. Aki was already about half health. Shadow going to take primer position here as the jungle. And that should... Okay, it's going to reset, so it's going to be a little bit dicey. But NIP have to give this one up. First Dragon go the way of Shadow and FPX.
Yeah, that's what happens when you've got 3 lanes of priority, right? You can walk in whichever side of the river you prefer. Actually, really good call from NIP here to sort of throw their hands up and not go for it, especially since they saw Dway in the mid lane wave. It was going to be a man disadvantage for NIP.
Huge barrier to get popped by Leave 2 as FPX.
And
this is literally what just happened in the Dragon, but this time it is the 1 Grubby going the way of NIP, but 2 will go the way of FPX. So they've done a really good job of movement around the map. Figuring out some vision. Shadow going for a play up here on top side. I think Shanji maybe saw him. I don't know, actually. He's playing pretty far up, and Shanji getting locked out. CC'd. Hextech Ultimatum will be your ultimatum of death. Public Execution tried to be used to get out on the back of Shadow, but won't be so.
You just keep walking. and people will expect you to take like a step back, you know, but you don't really.
You just behave like a bot and you get paid out for it.
Exactly. Especially in higher elo, right? Because in higher elo, they expect you to dodge. So
we do end up getting NIP taking a whole heap full of grubs. Will just be that 4-2 setup. So neither team actually got the feats off of that. So there'll be nobody going to be able to do anything about it, though. And that'll be second dragon for FPX.
Yeah, there is just a little bit of vision right there from the side of NIP.
A-Care in the wrong place at the wrong time. They were 0-4 to start the split. Then to turn it around against these teams like Weibo and JDG, it's been a heck of a come-up for them. And I think NIP much on the opposite side of things, just looking for that. Now look at this FPX play on top side. Doonby had no time to react as Shadow just outhands him.
Excellent, playing that Vi-Ari combo that we talked about. Cease and desist straight into that charm. Doinby ends up dying, not having the chance to flash right there. However, I do think he played that a little bit disrespectfully.
Lucidity boots, as now FPX getting caught behind the ball a little bit. Might lose out. Oh! Shadow dodges out of PPGod's Dredgeline, almost kills Assume there. As now they're trying to chase down PPGod. PPGod's getting real low, not going to go down just yet. Assume can't really step up. You can see some damage that Leave is really putting in. And Rift Herald did get started up and taken down by Aki, so NIP still making some map plays, even if it seems FPX favor.
Yeah, quick map movements actually from FPX. I love the fact that there was a pick over in the top lane. Care instantly TPs down bot lane. They take a favorable trade on Sanji.
Dive set up on both sides. Important to keep an eye on who's going for what targets and when. Let's see who can pull the trigger first. And the trigger is pulled on Aki. I talked about it, and it instantly happens. FPX pounce on NIP, and that should just be Soul Point going their way.
And FPX have managed to solidify themselves with 2,000 gold lead so far. 3 dragons, very importantly, and NIP just need time. They need time to scale. They need time for their Ezreal to get the second item, get into a more mana. They need the second item over on Doinby's Yone as well.
And still having those struggles, still having those tough moments. But then as of the last 2 series, the guy has looked like on another level. And I think, you know, the Vi obviously gives them a lot of tools to set up for FPX. NIP as they took down that outer tower and bot side. This is the same position they just caught out Aki, and they'll catch out PPGod too.
The TP?
Oh, public execution. They get Assume. He's down. And Doonby came over with the Rift Herald. Goes for the play onto Sheer. Pop Blossom onto 3. Big combo. They get the Tangle Barb 2, and Leave is already down. Now CC chain onto Doonby. Doonby's about to fall. Gets a 3-man Q3, but he's down 2. Shanji is following, but it's going to be Aki they focus on. Aki gets hook shotted, goes over the wall with Sheer, but Sheer and Care and the rest of the company are right behind him. And Care finds another one. That's 7-2 in the lead for FPX.
Do not get picked. This is the problem. Whoever face checks first from NIP ends up going down. There's just too much pick ability.
Oh, things going a little bit wide. And then Gage goes from Shadow. You said who picks first wins. He's a little bit deep now, getting hit by the turn, but 3-man Pop Blossom again. It's not going to be enough. Doonby has been free firing this entire time. Sheer goes in, gets the big public execution as well, or at least gets the public execution out from Shanji, but it is massive. Him and Care are having a hell of a day.
Absolutely, and I felt like that was a very deep ult right there from Shadow, but Leave wishes he had picked Xayah instead of Ezreal in the previous pick and ban phase.
Real rough times on this Yone, but Dragon is started up in NIP. They can't stop. They can't get away from this fight. Sheer getting locked down, going out with the hook shot. Dragon is going to be secured by FPX. That's Mountain Soul. Look at the shields, and that influences the fire to rev up the heat, and a 5-man Pop Blossom from Tway! That's FPX putting to bed the ninjas in pajamas. Nighty-night, little boys, as that's a massive and clean total ace from NIP.
FPX coming in like a wrecking ball. Pressing R at the same time might sound easy, but it's not easy to execute. FPX have won themselves these early game advantages. We said top side of the map was going to be huge for them if they managed to play through that, and manage did they do. 5-0-8, 4-1-10, 4-0-10. Almost 100% kill participation between mid and jungle for FPX.
Oh, massive from Dway. Just able to get that last little tick with the proto belt. Now Sheer finds another angle onto Aki, and the rest of PP God and NIP are about to be just dusted. Cease and desist from Shadow goes in. Public execution on top of him under turret. They do get the pick back, but I think FPX are starting to round the horses here. Sheer getting low. That turret is pretty wound up, and FPX pretty dicey. Tango Barbs do connect, and Shanji trying to find some frontline access. Fate Sealed goes wide. Doinb gets caught out. And that is everybody from NIP. Have to run away. There goes Assume. Oh my God, that was bold. Takes down Doinb, but Care now looking for the resets. Gets the Spirit Rush, gets the charm onto Shanji. And here goes Leave down with the rest of them. Everybody chasing down. That's going to be the flash out. He does survive. Care going golden. The turret's still there. FPX going to take this tier 2 and walk away.
Yeah, I can feel sort of like the vibe that you were mentioning about FPX because they're going a little bit too hard here.
And so far from FPX, again, this is a team that has been on fire these last 2 series. Now going into a potential third as PP God looking for a flank is caught out. This is, you can't approach like that against a dive comp. You're just gonna lose your life. Maybe he's alive though. Pop Blossom onto one that time, but look at Leave going down to everybody diving onto him. Now Shanji is the next to fall, and it seems like NIP can't even get a single kill here. It is 23-6, and FPX looking for a potential end as Sheer goes into the base.
Yeah, Sheer straight TP into the base. The only one remaining is Doinb. He's being kept busy by 3 members of FPX. No longer for this world. And FPX, it seems like the mental is carrying through from the previous wins.
I'm telling you, the momentum is strong with this one. And the fiery Phoenix is right back in action. After a 0-4 start, they're looking to go 3-0 as they go to match point.
This is going to be their weapon of choice in that early to try and bridge to that mid to late until that on-hit Varus comes online.
Yeah, if you can get the Varus to a point of promise, it's going to be really good. But just like in the earlier series that we...
He's going to ping now his blue buff, so these 2 junglers are most likely not going to make at least not in the early game.
Oh, the wall bang! Assume going for the play, flash in there! And that's the 2v2 won by FPX. Leave had no idea what was coming. Dway calculated it from afar. An influence in this game than they have been in recent memory. And Leave being shut down this hard early, and even more so now with the flash play for Shadow, they knew exactly what they're doing. The slow from the hail of arrows, and Leave will be bursted down again, this time by Shadow. FPX off to a 2-0 start.
Wait, so he doesn't give the +1 tick on the feats of
Doesn't
strength.
have flash though. That's scary. They are going to move in. Weaver's Wall coming to cut off the rest. They want to go for the play. Shadow, they go off different players, but Aki goes out, and guess who doesn't? PP God goes down, and that is Feats of Warfare completed by FPX 6 minutes in.
And what excellent patience right here from FPX.
Handedly kick booty at the top of Group Ascend
Still
here,
no
and now
flash.
looking to
Still
do
no
so yet
flash.
again. PP God getting locked down by the Hail of Blades. There you go, or Hail of Arrows, rather. Shadow going to come up with his 2nd kill of the game now.
Together, and I feel like it takes a while to sort of find your footing in the meta and how you choose to play it. And I feel like this more aggressive side of FPX, where they like playing more aggressive in the early game, getting ahead, grabbing those kills.
Leave definitely getting the better of it. Weaver's Wall coming in. Everything's being thrown their way. Oh my God, guys. What is happening? Right? Oh, Leave has just been left by himself. No! Oh, PP God. Oh, he couldn't do it. He's like holding his hand out in the middle of the flight. No, Leave. Contest comes through in time for FPX.
Actually, this is a pretty good move right here. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get all of them because the Blast Cone is going to come through, and then the reset on the Void Grab, it's getting stolen away by Shadow. Oh, boy.
He gets that one. Now he's in a lot of trouble, though. Dway is here, but he's just a poppy. As Assume is now here, Shadow is going to flash over the wall. Chains of Corruption going on to multiple members. It's going to be the insta-cleanse by Assume to get out of the Lilting Lullaby. The Steadfast Presence stops PP God after he flashes. Doinb trying to chase down Assume. Assume going for the kill, going ballsy, and he gets a double there for himself. Doinb wants to chase him down, does not want to have to burn the flash. Is he going to get him? Ends up taking him down. The Kingslayer is there. The flash is used, and Doinb gets NIP at least back on the board.
Member of the team and the easiest one to kill, and that is Leave on this Misfortune. He's going to have to walk into this fight without the flash. Let's see if Aki can actually get a pretty big ult.
Dragon secured by FPX. Yeah, there's the steadfast presence locking down PP. Got bullet time going to be completely dodged out of. Now Shadow going to pop the shield as Lilting Lullaby came down. Chains of Corruption used onto him by Doinby. Doinby going to clean him up, but look at Assume. Assume's been free hitting this entire time. He's going to find another one. That's a couple quick kills. Now Doinby going into the fight, trying to get Assume, but Assume dodging out. Is it going to be enough? It gets him down. Doinby will find kills, but FPX still come out the better for it. Recent history here in the last week and having some really good combinations together. He's going to have to try to get his way out of this one. Weaver's wall is coming up in about 2 seconds, but Shadow is right here with him. Does he want to try to escape? Shadow takes the engage here. There's the Keeper's verdict from Dway to get Janji out of the fight. Leave. About to overextend there. Assume on the flank. Hail of arrows coming in now as well. Flash play onto Assume. Grand Starfall in. Leave is already gone. CC chain on Shanji. And Care was untouched in all that, really. And a double kill comes through for Assume again, who just had to burn the cleanse.
Zion can ever itemize full. And they're also going to take that Rift Herald. Reminder, look how low that mid lane tower is. And the top lane tower, wherever they choose to pop that Rift Herald. The tower is dead, and so might be PP God here.
Shadow tried to look for the flash play over onto Aki, then just turns head, says, no, I can reach onto PP God, so we'll take him down. Team, there's the Rift Herald played in the mid lane. They might not even need it, and now Aki's just completely caught seismic shove as well. And FPX, they're trying to make it a short night for us here, Trouble, as they have a 5,000 gold lead at 18 minutes in. Just one setup, one situation for FPX. They're getting lucky here or there. Like the Weibo series, sure, whatever. Weibo's a little bit hit or miss here or there. The fact they took down JDG the way they did, like that was the moment your eyebrows perk up and you're like, okay, FPX, what do you got to give me? And now we're seeing back-to-back performances like this, right? Trying to go on a 3-win streak and put NIP in a 3-loss streak themselves. Now Dragon is coming up. That would be sole point for FPX. Trying to stop that in any way is NIP, but Carrot going ham here with the Weaver's wall. Aki's left out. Leave. Maybe getting caught out by Shadow, but he's all by himself now. Aki also all by himself. Maybe this is exactly what NIP needed. FPX get completely lost in the sauce. They do end up losing both junglers on the map. Dragon spawns, but neither team really could start it.
Starts with Kate initiating the play, and then he misses the knockup. But then Shadow had already committed in the ult, so there was nothing really he could do but play the fight. And
leashed, but it'll just be started up, and unfortunately, FPX just have held the hand of NIP down on this bot side. They're going to move some bodies over. Doinby going for a solo onto Care with the bullet time over top of it. Care gets out. The shield comes through. The flash is there. Doinby bites the dust before Care does. Whoa. And that fried rice must be tasted real good for FPX right now. Leave flashes forward. Misses the auto. At least can't get in range for that double tap. But the Atacad had been leashed for NIP, so they'll come away with that one at least.
Wait, they're coming back. They're coming back. Shadow's ulting in.
Grand Starfall. They want to steal the roses, but Shadow's in way too deep by himself, but maybe buying enough time as Care shows up and Shadow gets the execution kill with the spear. They'll take all of the flowers, all the roses, and Care with this non-stop aggression, man.
They are very, very proactive on the map and still 6,000 gold in the lead. They end up getting the flowers from Atakan, which is what counts, and apparently a very free mid lane tower as well, as no one was there to push it but the creeps for FPX. So thank you very much, 6th player for FPX for taking that one tower down for the team.
For FPX, if they take this dragon, they're going to start up the fight. Sheer is locking Shanji into that top lane matchup, so it's just strictly been a 4v4. And so far, FPX love those odds. Keeper's verdict goes through, but he has the Grand Starfall, so he can rejoin. And here it comes. PP God getting low. They take down Leave, and he didn't even need to use it. I mean, he has it about 4 seconds, and that's a double kill already to Care. Soul going the way of FPX, and I just don't know what to say. NIP look like they have had nothing go right for them in this entire series.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, the whole purpose of having a Sion is so you can use him as a front line, you can use him to face check for you. Sheer, he might be the only thing for NIP.
He might actually get out of this one too.
Not quite.
He has the rest of the team there. Seismic shove, I don't know, Trouble. It's looking a little bit dicey here. Shanji's getting low, Sheer's still alive. Aki getting ran down now. Sheer still alive for a little bit longer. Healing so much, but he finally goes down to Doinby. Meanwhile, the Baron was the take by FPX that entire time. 26 minutes in, they have the Soul, they have the Baron, and now an almost 7,000 gold lead.
Down the bot lane, and it would have been a lot more heavy push in the waves because he hasn't quite needed to use the on-hit build. Sheer has been keeping Shanji locked on that top lane or wherever they choose to be as PP God oversteps his welcome, instantly ends up getting punished. And I think this is looking as good as done for NIP. I don't usually say this very often for games.
Or assume. TP play. Here comes the unstoppable onslaught. A little deep from Shanji, but he actually can't find anything there. And now bullet time on the 3. That's actually massive. Magnet Storm there, but Care stops Leave in his tracks. The spear from downtown from Shadow. Aki go for the lilting lullaby. Can't even get it off. He didn't even have it. He just went for the play. And what has happened to NIP as FPX looking to go on that 3-win streak, and they're getting closer and closer, almost a 10,000 gold lead now, and Sheer cannot be stopped in the side lane.
FPX are picking up 4 versus 5 fights, knowingly that Sheer cannot join them. It doesn't have the TP. They're going to take a pretty free inhibitor over in the mid lane, and there is another wave joining Sheer down the bot lane, but they have the eyes on the prize, baby.
No way, they just end the game here. We talked about all the series victories for them. Assume it needs to hit the autos onto the turrets, but he wants Doinby. That's the last Nexus turret down. FPX, they're looking for a 3-win streak. They've taken down Weibo. They've taken down JDG. And now they're taking down a struggling NIP. One last grand starfall. Shanji's going low. Aki's already down. And FPX are pilling NIP apart. That's a 2-0 from FunPlus Phoenix.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.